Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a monochromatic watercolor painting that's based off of value scale. The materials you'll need for this project are watercolor paper, watercolor paint, you can choose blue or green, a soft bristled brush, a water cup, a pencil, and an eraser. I'm going to start off by doing some preliminary sketching. This is really going to help me map out my composition, and I can simply do a paint by number. What you can do here is you can take an eraser and just sort of lighten up these lines. Next thing we're going to do is get our paints ready. If you can see here, just not a whole lot of water. It barely covers, it barely goes up to that first lip. I'm dipping my brush in the tiny little bit of water in this cup. I'm going to dry it off. Right, just going to remove some of the excess water. And then I'm going to go into my blue here. And I'm just going to try to load it up. Right, so I'm just getting my first value. I'm going to do this probably 2 or 3 times. I'm going to do 3 times. Yeah. 3 times. There we go. And there's a 3rd time. So now you might be thinking, well, that's too intense, but it's probably not. All right, so let's see where that gets us here. Super pale, right? Even though I mixed it 3 times, but you can still see very a subtle indication of color. So if you're not seeing anything, you'll have to add more paint. This is very pale, which is going to work for my one. And I'm going to spread this across the page. A lot of students have a tendency to use too much water, and it's not a good thing. So go ahead, spread that around. It's good to work quickly. So there you have it, right? If you have too much water, if this is pooling up or it's dripping off the sides and you're thinking, hey, this is too much water, do this. Dry off your brush, do the Bob Ross little paintbrush slap. Try not to splash it onto your page here. And then you can use this brush that's now drier to pull that those wet spots off the page and sort of move them around. If you have a paper towel too, you can sort of wipe it on a paper towel, and that'll obviously dry off your brush. All right, so there's your one. We can pause here and we can let this dry. This will speed it up, right? If you kind of do one of these, kind of fan it. And for the next value, I'm going to introduce more paint. Do this about 3 to 5 times in between values to make sure there's enough contrast. And the nice thing about watercolors is you can always go over them a second time to increase the the value and opacity, so you can sort of layer more watercolor on top and always push those values a little bit farther. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and happy painting.